They fired Ozzy Osbourne from the band he helped create. They had no idea they'd just lit the fuse. Somewhere in a Birmingham archive, a tape sat untouched for 46 years. A recording made the very night they told him to leave. The night they handed him back his life, like it was something they didn't want anymore. They thought they were ending his story. They were writing the first line of it. Before the bats, before the madness, before the Prince of Darkness had a throne. John Michael Osbourne grew up in a 2-bedroom house in Aston, Birmingham. 6 children, paper-thin walls. A father who worked nights at a factory so the family could eat. John couldn't read properly, couldn't sit still, couldn't fit in. School was a daily reminder that the world had already made up its mind about him. He was a boy who felt everything, too loudly, too deeply, too much, in a world that told him to stay quiet. So he found music, and music found him back. He joined a band with some friends from the neighborhood. They called themselves Black Sabbath, and for a moment, for a beautiful, electric moment, it seemed like the boy from Aston had beaten the odds. The band was real. The crowds were real. The future felt real. Until it didn't. They fired him. Addiction, unreliability, too much chaos, they said. And just like that, the one thing he had built was gone. That's where most stories go quiet. Not because life ends, but because belief ends. Most people, when the door slams in their face, they sit down in front of that door. They wait, they wonder. They slowly shrink into the version of themselves that the world always expected them to be. John Osbourne didn't sit down. He burned. With nothing but a solo deal, a bottle in his hand, and a rage that had nowhere left to go, he rebuilt from it. Somewhere in that stretch, in a dim room, half drunk, half lost, he made a decision, not to clean it up, not to fix himself, but to use it. Out of it came Blizzard of Oz. He didn't plan it. He didn't need to. A man with nothing left to lose doesn't perform for the crowd. He performs for himself. He became Ozzy, not the boy they let go, not the man they couldn't handle. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. But here's the part they don't put on the posters. The addiction didn't disappear when the fame arrived. It followed him through sold-out arenas and into hotel rooms at 3 a.m. It followed him through marriages and breakdowns and moments where the man himself wasn't sure he'd survive the night. He fought it for decades, not cleanly, not perfectly. He fought it the way real people do, falling, getting back up, and doing it again. His wife, Sharon, stood beside him. His kids watched. The world sometimes laughed, and still he didn't stop. Then in 2020, he sat in front of the cameras and said the words out loud. Parkinson's. A condition attacking the very body that had carried him across 5 decades of rock and roll. His hands, once steady in front of millions, began to shake. And what did Ozzy Osbourne do? He went on tour anyway. There is a moment in every real story, not the Hollywood version, the real version, where the person has every legitimate reason to stop, every doctor's note, every tired muscle, every year that has passed and taken something with it. Ozzy had all of those reasons. He used none of them. Because somewhere inside the man who couldn't read, who got fired, who lost years to addiction, who was handed a Parkinson's diagnosis in his 70s, somewhere in there was still the boy from Aston who had decided a long time ago that the world's verdict on him was not final. On July 22, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and the world stopped. 1.3 million people watched his Brit Awards tribute. Millions more searched his name, Not just for the music, not just for the headlines, but for something else, something harder to name. They were searching for proof that it's possible. That the ones who get fired, who fall apart, who are written off before they've even begun, that those people can still become something the world has never seen before. Ozzy was that proof. So here is what I want to leave you with. The tape they found, the one recorded the very night he was fired from Black Sabbath, sat in an archive for 46 years, hidden, forgotten, but it survived, just like he did. Your setback is not a verdict. The door that just closed on you is not the last door in the building. And the people who decided you were done, they don't get to make that call. You do. The boy from Birmingham with nothing couldn't read his way through a classroom, but he wrote his name across the history of rock forever. If he could do that from there, what are you capable of from here? And if you're not following the Imaginarium, you'll probably never see us again. And if you are, you're growing every day.